Alright, welcome back to the Pine Barrens. It's Deja Vu again here at Deer Park, where we have no clouds, so that's why we're back. And got a blue sky. I hurt my back a couple of days ago, so I can't really, hurts when I walk. I don't know what I did to it. I think part of it is my kitchen chair. Basically, I don't have a proper kitchen chair. Haven't had one for a long while. The back is finally saying it's had enough. I don't know, because what it was is the back fell off and my agency, which used to be very good about getting furniture before it got taken over, seems to be taking their sweet time on it. There, much better with a nice blue sky, isn't it? It's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to be just taking it slow today. Looks like we got rid of a lot of the snow, which is good. Look at these beautiful shapes, man. Absolutely beautiful. So when you have a lot of clouds in the sky, it kind of interferes with the brilliance of the trees, you know? That's why I like to have a nice blue sky. It just looks much better with it, you know? Oh, man, it looks much better with it. Savor this beauty here. Gosh, the shapes are amazing. Look at these beauties. Pardon the truck noise, we are right by the road, but we'll go further in, don't worry. Man. Gorgeous. You gotta savor this, man. Look at these shapes. Looks so much better with the blue sky. And I absolutely love this area. And some truck that comes along with a Jake brake. Well, the road is right over there, so that's why you're hearing all the trucks. The train station, this is like an 8-minute walk, 7-minute walk from the train station, barely. So, right by it. That's one good thing about the main line, you know, it really gets you into the pine. This is the main line is the only electrified line that'll take you to real beautiful, you know, real these kind of environments, these desert. Yeah, sure, there are pitch pines on the South Shore on the Babylon Branch, Massapequa Preserve, and some in Babylon, but it's not a pure desert-like pitch pine area like this. And obviously, these are the Pine Barrens in their most purest and most beautiful form. So, and like I said, I just wish the middle of the island would get respect. Look at these shapes, man. If you look down here, so you also get in these desert-like areas. It's British soldier lichen right there. The little red hats there. That's what they call British soldier lichen. Ah, such a beautiful area. Yes, this is an area that was involved in a wildfire, and of course that's why it's beautiful, because the Pine Barrens, they need fire to survive, you know. Look at these shapes, man. Absolutely spectacular. Absolutely beautiful. It's interesting, I'm getting comments in my camera videos about CCD versus CMOS. And yeah, see, the colors on the newer, this is, like I said, this has got a large sensor, this camera, so it's got a larger CMOS sensor. If it's a larger sensor, it generally does a better job with the colors, I think. It's definitely a lot more like a CCD. You know, obviously, you know, the CCD technology, you know, its time has come and its time has gone. I think as much as I'd like to use it, you know, I mean, especially when taking videos, you really can't get a video like this with the CCD. Like I said, I think the colors with this camera are pretty good. You know. again. Another look at this beautiful British soldier lichen right here. Camera and music, by the way, as I said before, G7X Mark II. I highly recommend KEH. You can get some used cameras at like a heavy discount there. So just head over there and hear somebody yelling, but normally I will listen to music on a hike, but yeah, probably not this time. Oh, there's a beauty over there. Let's check that one out. It's got a flat top. Not to mention my ears are clogged up, so kind of, yeah, it's a beauty right there. I just love this area, man. It's just spectacular. This is just like the kind of area you'd see in, you know where, New Jersey. Well, we're going to talk about that too. That is beautiful. Man. This one's a beauty. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Man. These pines have really, I remember these pines here were seedlings. They really have gotten tall now. Man. So much noise. Oh. You get quiet, but there's a freight train over there. I hear it. Yeah, that's another issue. Freight trains. Yeah. All right, let's get further in, get away from this noise. Industrial wasteland noise that they're trying to do, obviously. So, so let's try and enjoy these areas again. You know, I just don't know how much longer I have left on Long Island. You know, this crime thing is real scary too. Look at these shapes over here. Man, that is beautiful. Okay, so let's head further in here. Spent like a half an hour, or at least over a half an hour in this area. Good thing is a lot of the snow is gone, so we can walk without a problem. Just slow because of my back. I don't know what I did to it. But as I was saying, yeah, they're trying to force us out of Long Island, you know. Out of New York, out of Long Island. There was a video which I shared, which hopefully you saw. I shared it in a community post. I'm going to discuss it in another video about discrimination against people in housing programs. And it's a real thing, man. You know, all the property owners in the good areas, all the landlords in the good areas, you know, of course I understand they want to keep the criminals out and stuff like that, but we're not criminals. We're disabled. We can't help it. Since when is being disabled a crime? You know, that's what I don't get. You know, why should we have to be punished by being denied housing in decent apartment units, in decent, safe neighborhoods? That's not fair. But that's what goes on in New York. That's how they force you out. And the attitudes toward senior housing, because another article I'm going to talk about in this video that I'm going to make, well, maybe I'll get around to it tonight. There will not be a weather update today. Well, maybe I'll do a weather update. I don't know, I'll see. But in this video, I'm going to talk about East Islip Bowling Alley, because it's closing, and there's a proposal to build senior housing. Now, senior housing in Oceanside also faced a similar, they don't want senior housing. So the seniors, the disabled, they're not welcome in these South Shore enclaves. You know, it's absolutely disgusting. It really is. It really is. But it's all part of the plan, you know, as I said. These people who think there isn't a plan, I mean, the proof is coming out by the week that the plan is definitely happening and that it is actually in its final stages. The prices of housing are absolutely ridiculous. And, you know, and I'm kind of stuck because I already looked online and there's hardly any apartments in the price range that my agency is willing to pay. Actually, I went into Rockville Center and it came up with how many apartments? A big fat 0. All right. And something else I read on Reddit was what's going on with apartments now is the same thing that's going on with housing. With how you have people coming in wanting an apartment so bad they're willing to pay more than the rent offered. So that's how they price you out. They are pricing us out. It's and it's not just people like me, it's the middle class. And then Channel 12 runs a report while all the restaurants are upset they can't find any help. Well, yeah, because they can't afford living here. They got priced out. All these fancy restaurants that gear to these freaking preppy people, you know, they can't complain, they can't get help. Yeah, because you priced them out. I mean, how thick can you be? The governor's solution is, well, we're going to make it easier for people to get accessory apartments in houses. No, that's not the solution, Governor. She knows it. She's just using it as another tool to redline areas so they can put more illegal housing in. The solution, again, let's look to our neighboring state, New Jersey. They have a law, 30%, and honestly, I don't even think that's enough, of all new housing built has to be set aside for people who are on low income. Yeah, no matter where you are, it's a mandate in every town. All right? So when they build these new apartment complexes in New Jersey, and even single-family homes, a third of them, 30%, I believe, well, there's a little small difference between a third, I think it's 30%, have to be affordable. In New York, the law, I believe, is 10%. And it's not even enforced. Again, it's just like with the discrimination. The laws aren't enforced in the state because the rich, the powerful, the corporation, Wall Street, finance, real estate, they can do whatever they want. They have money, they can do whatever they want, just like the governor who can fondle women and thinks he actually, the former governor, Cuomo, actually said if he had to do over, he wouldn't even step down. So, yeah. So I'm trying to enjoy these places on Long Island because at the rate things going, all right, yeah, I want to fight to stay here and live on, you know what I mean? And, you know, and it would be nice if the discrimination against the middle of the island would stop. But, look at these beautiful pines here. I mean, it would be nice if the discrimination against the middle of the island would stop, but it's only getting worse. The crime is only getting worse. There's some snow, and it's kind of muddy here, too, with the thawing going on, so I have to watch it. Still, I know, right? But, you know, the crime is only getting worse, and in New Jersey, here's another thing. Now, New Jersey has a bail reform law, but it's not nearly as bad as New York's. It gives the judges a lot more discretion to keep dangerous. But even they are realizing that they need to scale back on even their bail reform law. But nothing is being discussed in New York about it. And again, because the bail reform is a tool, it's not about fairness. It's not about that at all. It's a tool to redline areas. Let the criminals out, put them in all the middle class areas that are left, and they're just destroying. There is no middle class left. There's barely a middle class left on Long Island anymore. You're either dealing with hoodlums or you're dealing with a bunch of preppy people. I'm trying not to use the S word, all right? You know, I'm trying not to use that word. I'm trying not to, all right? That's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a certain, either that or a certain demographic. You have to pick. What do you want to be in the hood with a bunch of people swagger walking who may have just gotten out of jail smoking weed, or do you want to be with a bunch of preppy people, you know, who work on finance, you know? And you know, I'd rather be with the latter because they're not criminals. Well, in a way they are, when you think about what they're doing, but you know what I'm saying. They're not going to hurt you physically. They're not out to rob you or anything like that. Whereas these hoodlums, well, you know, they are. And you got to constantly have your head on a swivel, especially in the city. Very disappointed in that. Eric Adams, obviously. Still see there's some snow here. Still ridiculous how long this stuff hangs on for. Yeah, it's Eric Adams is a huge disappointment. I don't know, he was talking about repealing bail reform, and then I go to his Twitter, it's like crime isn't even a priority for him. You know? It's ridiculous, but like I said, it's all part of a plan. It's obvious. When I saw the thing with the Bitcoin, I'm like, oh, get it, they got to him too. He got to him. Wall Street got to him too. Wall Street, they control everything in this state, you know? So, yeah, you know, it's going to be a very uphill battle trying to find a place in the South Shore. And I guess what it comes down to is me weighing, well, how bad is it going to have to get in Mineola for me to say, all right, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to have to, since I can't live on the South Shore, I'm going to have to move to New Jersey. When does it get to the point where, all right, I'm going to be better off in Toms River than Mineola, you know? That's the thing. And the other thing that's going on, I saw a sign at the train station today, return to peak fares March 1st. We knew it was coming. I have a feeling they're going to be trying to charge us again. You're supposed to honor reduced fares at all times, but they're going to have that restriction on the morning peak trains probably. Which is ridiculous, and you know what I mean, I shouldn't have to pay a peak fare, you know, and when they do it, I'm going to try to say I'm not going to pay the peak fare, and we'll see what happens. If they say, well, I'm going to call the police, then all right, I'll have to pay it, but, I mean, I shouldn't have to. It's discrimination. You don't have to do that in New Jersey, but again, this is another tool they have to price us out. Force us out, price us out. That's what these Wall Street people are doing. They control everything. And everybody's too damn intimidated to do anything about it. So, that's all. I don't want to complain that much because we're trying to enjoy the pines, but we're going to talk about that more in another video. But I had to get that off my chest now. Yeah, still snow and ice here, and a lot of it. Mud, too. That's why we can't walk too much today in this. This is, I hate walking in this stuff. But look at these shapes. Man, that's beautiful. There's a lot of mud. A lot of mud. I gotta be careful here. It's because the ground is thawing because we have all the snow and it's melting and stuff. But look at these shapes here. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But yeah, it's just upsetting because we are getting priced out. And, you know, that's why I'm trying to enjoy all these beautiful areas in Long Island because, let's face it, I don't know if I'm going to be here next year. You know, the situation in my neighborhood, I mean, literally, it's like Westbury all over again, the kind of people I'm dealing with. You know, it's not good. It's people that just don't have any, you know, it's just, I don't know, Mineola was... I felt it was a normal town when I moved there. Now it's like, that's why I was allowed to live. I was allowed to move there because they already knew that they were going to ruin Mineola. And like, oh, okay, well, we're going to allow people, you know, but it's like we're not allowed to live in Rockville Center. We're not allowed to live in Limerick. We're not allowed to live in Babylon or even Belmore or Wansaw. You know, they price us. All right, shut up, John. We can talk about it in the other video. Save it for that. Let's enjoy these pines. Ah, man, shapes are pretty damn amazing, I'll tell you. And I know that there's issues in Deer Park. This is the preserve. The preserve itself is actually very nice. The Edgewood Preserve. That other area is not part of the preserve. So that's why it's got all the dumping and stuff, because it's not technically a preserve. It may be privately owned. But this is a preserve over here, so. Hear that? I'm calling. Probably too faint, probably can't hear it. Look at these shapes here. Man, absolutely beautiful. I don't have to leave here until the end of the bus, I guess a little after 3. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. But I gotta watch out. A lot of flooded trails here. It swims when you get a snow and it melts. Hey, let's walk through here. Look at this. Nothing but pines here. I love these areas where you have nothing but pines growing and you can just like kind of walk through. There's no brush at all. It's really pretty amazing. Look at that. Yeah, it's pretty cool over here. Yeah, we're gonna have to walk this because the trail's kind of like almost better off walking through here than the trail because the trail is kind of flooded out a little bit. Yeah. Oh, look at these shapes here. Oh, look at these shapes here, huh? Alright, coming up on one of my favorite spots here. Yeah, look at these shapes over here. Man, absolutely beautiful. Look at these shapes here. I love this area here. Very desert-like. Look at these shapes here, man. Yeah, I don't even have to say a word, man. This is a beautiful spot over here. So you can sort of walk through it now. A little bit. A little bit. Yeah, there's not too much brush over here. We can walk through it. We'll walk through it. This used to be the site of the, like I said, this used to be a hospital. And you could probably wonder, well, why is there a water main right here in the middle of the woods? And that's why. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Here's some classics over here. Big pitch pines. Ah, absolutely beautiful. I know I don't fit in with that crowd, that preppy crowd. That's the issue. I don't belong with them. I know that. I just want to be safe and be in an area that's taken care of. Oh, here I go again. Sorry. It's just, this is the most beautiful thing to me. There's no place else I'd rather be. Pine Barrens are just the most beautiful, most spectacular place, and the place that I belong. I love it here. I actually never walked through this spot before. You always find new areas to walk through. As far as the people who can't appreciate this beauty and want to disrespect it, well, shame on them. Oh, man, look at these shapes here. Absolutely beautiful, man. Still got some of that ice around. Oh, man. Shapes here are incredible. I gotta go back to that spot. I kind of... Oh, man. Freaking-licious, I'll tell you. Look at these great shapes, man, I'll tell you. Alright, we're gonna start making our way on. We've got about an hour of this left before the sun is starting to go down too. So at least the days are a little longer now. So it's just wall-to-wall pines here, I'll tell you. As far as right now goes, I'll just say I'd still rather be in Mineola than New Jersey. As long as I can get here, right? Look at all these delicious shapes here, man. Freaking-licious, these shapes, I'll tell you. As far as those, just like, well, why do you like Tom's River? It's because wherever I go, I gotta be by the pines, that's why. North Jersey, you're not going to be near the pines. Tom's River, near the pines. If I get driven off Long Island, the one thing that I must always be with and close to are these delicious shapes here, man, I tell you. These pines are my friends. They're my best friends. I mean, this place just respects me, you know? It doesn't care how much money I make. It doesn't care that I have a disability. It doesn't judge you by doesn't judge you at all. That's why I love this place. Oh man, look at this. And yes, if I could drive, I most certainly would live in the pines. But I can't, so I need to live places where it's walkable and there's transportation. And well, Pine Barrens is hard to live. But again, the Pine Barrens doesn't care about that, you know. They just, you know, look at these shapes here, man. Now we're getting to more of a Jersey style area here. Get the old ones here. Yeah, I'm alright. But that's the beauty of Long Island. I mean, I can be in here and, you know, they can go into civilization. And I mean, the other side of the tracks, you got Tanger. Gotta watch this ice here, but you know, I'm gonna keep fighting to stay here. You know, that's for sure. Look at these shapes here, huh? I have to. And these pines need me too, you know. If I'm not here, who's going to speak for the Long Island Pine Barrens? Ask yourself that. So as for those closed-minded individuals, that certain demographic, who thinks they can keep treating us like crap, well, we're going to keep fighting. And eventually, karma will come their way. What it will be, I don't know. Could be a stock market crash, could be a big hurricane that floods the South Shore, but karma will find them someday. Karma always finds people who step on others. Look at these shapes here, huh? Man, that is beautiful. Yeah. I mean, this place is really one of the most underrated places. A lot of people just, you know, aren't even aware that there are Pine Barrens this far west on Long Island. Most people think that you got to go way out east, like out to Ridge and stuff. No, you don't have to do that at all. Oh, man. It is so darn piney in here, man, I'll tell you. And that's just the way we like it. I still gotta walk in this stuff. Yep. Unbelievable. It's amazing how long the snow hangs on here. Well, I'll hit 50 on Saturday. That should take care of the rest of this, you would think, right? The snow, man, there's so much of it still. It's like go certain spots, there's lots of snow, and then, boom, there's none over there. It's like it's just a cold spot, you know. It just hangs on, you know. Man. I love these pure pitch pine forests. It's absolutely beautiful here, man. And no, the pretty little Babylon branch will not take you to this. Well, sure, you have a few pines and southards, but it's a few pines. I like it when it's nothing but pines. And I mean nothing but great shapes here, man. Absolutely nothing but great shapes. Alright, well, we're outside of the preserve now, but yeah, we're still not done looking at these beauties. Alright, so, alright, we're heading down the power right away now, so. Yeah, a lot of flooding around here, a lot. It's just the problem, the ground is still thawing out, the snow here. It's like you had the ground frozen and the snow fell on top of it, so it just... Yeah, it's not the best trail conditions. That is a beauty. That is a beauty, I'll tell you. Anyway, we're almost out of here. Other thing I want to talk about just briefly is the Canadian trucker thing going on. I support their freedom of speech. However, I've seen the videos of them idling all these trucks and stuff, you know, for hours on end. It's not good for the environment. It shows that, it just again shows the selfishness and arrogance that a certain former president has caused to become an endemic in people. That's a pandemic right there. All right, you know, I understand you want to make a point, but, you know, I mean, shutting down a whole city and causing so much pollution and honking like crazy. What are you going to do with this? Piss the people who live there off, huh? I understand they're against a mandate, you know, and, you know, well, the way I feel about it is, you know, I mean, a lot of vaccines you take, a lot of vaccines that people take are mandatory, so why should this be any different? You know, it's the way I feel about it, you know. The shutdowns and the mask mandates, well, that's definitely something I'm against. But vaccine mandates, not necessarily. All right. So that's been my little thoughts on that. If any of my viewers wondering what my thoughts were on that, well, there you go. At the same time, Trudeau should back down and, you know, I mean, He's being stubborn about it, so, I mean, we don't have a vaccine mandate in this country, so, I mean, Canada should really be following what we're doing, you know, with that, so. Because when they see what we have, you know, they're going to want that, so. There you go. You see the white pines? You know, that sign that we are back in civilization. And that is because the white pines were planted, planted by humans. Whereas these obviously were here before humans. Wrap it up here in this spot here where unfortunately they've done some damage. They put like they dumped like mulch here. It's not like they didn't really clear anything. They just dumped like a bunch of mulch here. You know, they should do something with this, because it is an open area. This shouldn't hurt the pines, that's all. But, you know, I could make like a disc golf course or something here. There aren't that many of those on Long Island. I think there's, the only disc golf course I know of is in Heckscher State Park. But yeah, this is obviously probably some privately owned, I don't know what this is. It's mulch, it's definitely mulch, this stuff here. But you can see they're probably using this for that. Now let's check out these shapes here. Yeah, just not happy with what they're doing over here. They need to leave this area alone. Oh, these shapes here are beautiful. Oh, man. Well, I guess we've reached the end of this video, so. Remember what it's all about. It's not about the green of money. Nah. Not at all. It's about those great shapes. Thanks for watching.